as I said in the last session, gametogenesis means what? Gamete genesis formation. Formation of gametes is called as gametogenesis. So here, the line called as germ line. In every organism, like mammals, we will be having a germ line, germinal layer or germ line anta. So the each and every individual of germ line is called as germinal cell. So these germinal cell will undergo meiotic division. Okay, listen carefully. These will undergo meiotic division and these form germ cells or sex cells, what we call as. So these sex cells are termed as gametes, right? So the gametes will be haploid in nature. So we know that as we are discussing the human reproduction, in the humans, the male and female individuals will be different, right? So the formation of gametes in the male and the formation of the gametes in the female, no doubt both of them have a similar steps, only have one or two differences. Egg form ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೂ sperm form ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದೇ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. One or two differences ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಣ್ತೇವೆ. So let us first focus on spermatogenesis. As the name indicates, spermatogenesis, it deals with the formation of sperms. It deals with the formation of sperms. So in spermatogenesis, what we are going to learn? In which place, I mean, where actually the spermatogenesis takes place, right? So what all other activities happen along with spermatogenesis? Adhe riti, if the spermatogenesis has to happen, what all other activities should be done, right? And what are the steps of spermatogenesis that we are going to discuss in this spermatogenesis. Okay, so let us begin. The process of formation of haploid sperms from diploid spermatogonia by meiosis in the testis is called as spermatogenesis. The process of formation of haploid sperms. Andre, the sperms will be having single set of chromosome from what? Spermatogonia. This is a plural word. Singular word is spermatogonium. That is, we can call, how we got to know that in plants we called it as pollen mother cell or microspore mother cell anta karitidvi. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಗೋನಿಯಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಮದರ್ ಸೆಲ್, the cell which give rise to sperm further by undergoing which kind of division? By undergoing the meiosis. So this process is called as spermatogenesis. Next, the structural and functional units of testis in which spermatogenesis takes place are called as seminiferous tubules. So sperm formation ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್. ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ? That is seminiferous tubules. Then when we understand the structure of seminiferous tubules, ನಾನು ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, in the previous session we discussed the tubule or seminiferous tubule ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ. So when you take a cross section of a testis, the outer layer will be there, the inner layer tunica vaginalis ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, it will be having certain foldings. ಈ foldings ಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಲೋಕಾಯಿ or lobules ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. So each lobe ಅಲ್ಲಿ we will be having coiled like structure. That coiled like structure is called as seminiferous tubules. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ spermatogenesis ಆಗತ್ತೆ. So seminiferous tubule ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? I'm sorry. So this seminiferous tubule, this is a part of a seminiferous tubule. The seminiferous tubule will be having one lining which is referred as germinal epithelium. Germinal epithelium anta kariteve. The lining of the, what we can say, seminiferous tubule. So ಈ seminiferous tubule ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ತರಹದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿವೆ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಗೋನಿಯಾ and the one more is Sertoli cells. Primordial cells ಅಂತಾನು ಕರಿತೇವೆ ಆ spermatogonia cells ಗೆ we will call it as primordial cells. And one more is Sertoli cells, or we can call nurse cells, or we can call sustentacular cells. Sertoli or nurse or sustentacular cells. ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು? Seminiferous tubes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay. So then so this primordial cells are there, no? Primordial cells anta ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ? Spermatogonia ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ? These will give rise to spermatozoa or a sperm. And the Sertoli cells, which are like this, see the shape is like this here. So the Sertoli cells are there, no? They are involved in nourishing. They are involved in nourishing or giving nutrition to the sperms, developing sperms. ಯಾವ cells ಗಳು sperms ಗಳಾಗಿ develop ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ. So for that, the Sertoli cells will provide nutrition. Fine. So now let me ask the question. What do you mean by spermatogenesis?
The
Yes.
process of formation of a haploid
Haploid.
undergoes meiosis.
Complete the sentence, please. The process of formation of haploid what?
Sperm
Very good. Haploid gamete, that is sperm. Spermatogenesis ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ? The process
gametogenesis.
Okay. Listen here. I asked you define spermatogenesis ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. Gametogenesis ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ, ಎರಡೂ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತೇವೆ. ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ oogenesis. ನಾನೇನ್ ಕೇಳಿದೆ? ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The production of haploid sperms from spermatogonia in testis of male is called as what? Spermatogenesis. Gametogenesis ದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ರೀತಿ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್, ಒಂದು oogenesis. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ, oogenesis ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡೂ ಸೇರಿ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. So what is the ploidy of a sperm? Ploidy andre ಏನು?
Haploid.
So very good, Anita. So it will be haploid in nature. Yamuna Gowda also answered it. It will be haploid in nature. As I defined the spermatogenesis, the production of sperms from spermatogonia by meiosis in the testis is called as spermatogenesis. Then what will be the ploidy of spermatogonia? What will be the ploidy of spermatogonia? Diploid ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. Okay, good. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ. Please rename yourself. Otherwise, I should call your mobile name. I will not understand who answered it. So, the spermatogonia will be diploid in nature. Now, tell me, testis alagatte anta helde. Testis alli, in which part the spermatogenesis occur? In which part the spermatogenesis occur? We got to know the testis. Testis ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇರತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Very good, Yamuna Gowda. It is seminiferous tubules. In the seminiferous tubules, what happens? The spermatogenesis occur. Now, in the seminiferous tubule, it will be lined by a germinal epithelium, and it will be having how many types of cells?
Two types of cells.
Two types of cells. Very good. Pavitra and Anita Shirigami answered it. Yamuna Gowda answered through the chat box. Two types of cells. Can anyone mention those two types of cells in seminiferous tubule? Seminiferous tubule alli ಯಾವ ಎರಡು ಥರದ cells ಗಳಿವೆ?
Spermatogonia, Sertoli cells.
Spermatogonia and Sertoli
Sertoli
cells.
cells.
Very good. Spermatogonia ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಏನ್ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? We will
Primordial cells.
very good, Shri Suresh. It is also called as primordial cells or spermatogonia cells, and we have Sertoli cells.
Nurse cells.
Yeah, it is also called as nurse cells or sustentacular cell. Then can anyone tell me the function of Sertoli cell?
Involved in nourishing developing of sperms.
Good, very good. Nourishing the developing sperms. It provides nutrients. It provides nutrition. ಪೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುವಂತಹ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅದು ಪೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು? Sertoli cells. Let us proceed now. Yeah, the most interesting concept, spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have 3 phases. ಒಂದು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಎರಡನೇದ್ದು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಫೇಸ್, ಮೂರನೇದ್ದು ಮೆಚುರೇಷನ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ನರಿಶಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್, ಈ ಸರ್ಟೋಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೇನಿದೆ, ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಟು ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮಿಯೇಷನ್. So the developed sperms will be there. No, here you can see these are the developed sperms. Okay, na? So these developed sperms are inagirtave. These will be not separated with the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells galu adikke nutrition anna provide ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So these sperms will be attached to the Sertoli cells like this, right? So the release of the sperms from the Sertoli cell. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? Spermiation ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. Next, this spermiation ನಲ್ಲೂ Sertoli cell ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. It also secrete the hormone named as inhibin, which inhibits release of FSH and spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis ಅಂದ್ರೆ sperm formation ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. So there should be stop for sperm formation also. Continuous ಆಗಿ spermatogenesis ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು, which is of no use, right? So ಅದು ಯಾವೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು? ಈ ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿನ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ this is also secreted by Sertoli cells. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, if they asked you what is the function of Sertoli cell for 2 marks or 3 marks, ಒಂದನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು, as you all said, it nourishes or provide nutrition to the developing sperm. That is one. The next one is a release of sperm from the Sertoli cell is called as spermiation, or it is involved in spermiation ಅಂತನೂ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. The third one is it releases a hormone named inhibin. ಅದೇನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ? Which inhibits the release of FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, ಮತ್ತೆ spermatogenesis ಅನ್ನ inhibit ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ, ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ. So all these 3 are the functions of Sertoli cells. Now, when we consider the pattern of spermatogenesis ಒಂದು stages ಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, as I said, we have 3 phases: multiplication, growth and maturation. Let us learn how these phases will go on, will proceed ಅಂತ. And here you are going to see, my dear boys and girls, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So this is a TS of a seminiferous tubule. And what you are finding here, no, spermatogonium cells idu, spermatogonium cells. And here in between you can find the Sertoli cells. Ivella ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So these are Sertoli cells. So, and this is a lumen ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಖಾಲಿ ಜಾಗ. This ash color shaded part itself is a Sertoli cell. Sertoli cell ಮಧ್ಯ ಏನೇನಿವೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ spermatogonium cell. And ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಲೇಡಿಕ್ cells ಗಳು. In between 2 ಅಥವಾ 3 seminiferous tubule ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇರೋದು ಲೇಡಿಕ್ cells. Let us proceed now to the spermatogenesis. I think we have a video here. So first we will watch the video. As the video plays, I will be explaining, and do concentrate on the audio. Do concentrate or do listen my explanation along with the video. Just a minute. Spermatogenesis.
Sperm develop in the seminiferous tubule of testes. Primordial sperm cells, called spermatogonia, lie dormant in the outer compartment of the tubules from the late fetal period.
1 minute. Spermatogenesis, sperm formation.
The seminiferous tubule.
This is a seminiferous tubule.
Primordial sperm cells, called spermatogonia, lie dormant in the outer compartment of
Inside the
tubules
seminiferous
from the late
tubule we are
fetal
going
period
now.
until puberty.
So here you can see the spermatogonium cell
The spermatogonia undergo mitotic division.
and the Sertoli
rise
cells.
genetically
Brown color ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು Sertoli cells
The
ಗಳು.
cells grow gradually into primary spermatocytes, preparing to divide into cells half their size.
Just a minute. Are you able to hear the video audio also? Video audio nu ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆನಾ ನಿಮಗೆ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute. Now, is it audible? No.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So spermatogenesis, the formation of a sperm. Here you are seeing the testis and the seminiferous tubule, coil-like structure. So what is there inside the seminiferous tubule? So purple color ಏನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, those are spermatogonium cells, and brown color which you are observing, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿವೆ cells ಗಳು, that is a Sertoli cell what you are going. So these spermato ಅಥವಾ primordial cells ಏನಿವೆ, they will undergo mitotic division. Hear me, mitotic division ಅನ್ನ undergo ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ತವೆ. These are primary spermatocytes. ಇವುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೈಟೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿ these will become secondary spermatocytes. And these secondary spermatocytes ಗೆ we will call it as spermatogonia ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. So 1 minute. No audio. Okay. First we will study this flow chart because nan explanation ge adu match ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ 1 ನಿಮಿಷ. First we will study this flow chart. So observe this flow chart over here. First we will be having primordial cell which will be diploid in nature. So this primordial cell will undergo mitotic division, right? So these are nothing but the spermatogonium cells. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇವೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ mitotic division ಆಗಿ we will get spermatogonia. So this primordial cell will undergo 2 times mitotic division and we will get spermatogonia ಅಂದ್ರೆ sperm mother cell ಅಂತ. So this is called as multiplication phase. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ multiplication phase ಆಗತ್ತೆ. This spermatogonia will be there, no? This will grow. These cells will grow. ಈ cells ಮತ್ತೆ mitotic division ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. These ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ division ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. These will not divide mitotically again. So ಈ spermatogonium cells ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, these will grow in size. ಸೊ ಅವು ಗ್ರೋ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಗೋನಿಯಾ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗ್ತಾವೋ, when we will observe the increase in size of those cells, then these cells are regarded as primary spermatocytes. ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡಿ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರತ್ತೆ. This big primary spermatocytes, these will undergo what? Meiosis 1. Meiosis ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಹಿಂದೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿವೆ, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So these primary spermatocytes will undergo meiosis 1 and then we will get secondary spermatocytes. Remember, secondary spermatocytes are haploid in nature, single set of chromosome. Yakendre they have undergone meiosis. ಈ secondary spermatocytes ಗಳೇನಾಗ್ತವೆ, then again they will undergo meiosis 2. Meiosis 2 is nothing but same like a mitosis. So meiosis 2 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ reduce ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ chromosome number. So here there will be increase in number of cells ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So 2 secondary spermatocytes will be increased in number as a 4 spermatids. So ಈ meiosis 2 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ these cells are regarded as spermatids. Okay, so these are also haploid in nature. So these spermatids, when you see this, these will undergo morphological changes. Morphological changes ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. So this process, this morphological change, this structural change is called as spermiogenesis. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು spermiogenesis ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. What is spermiogenesis? The structural change carried out by spermatids. Spermatids ಇಂದ spermatozoa ಆಗುವಾಗ ಆಗುವ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ಗೆ, ರಚನಾತ್ಮಕ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? ಸ್ಪರ್ಮಿಯೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. So this is called as what? Maturation phase. Meiotic division ಇಂದ spermiogenesis ವರೆಗೂ we will call it as maturation phase. Is it clear now, my dear boys and girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we will watch the video. Testis, inside it seminiferous tubules, spermatogonia cells. Okay, these will be diploid in nature, and Sertoli cell. So ಈ spermatogonia cells ಗಳೇನಾಗ್ತವೆ? I'm sorry, these will increase in size. So the size increase ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ it is called as primary spermatocytes. So remember, this will be also diploid in condition. Primary spermatocyte will undergo what? Mitotic division. Sorry, meiotic division to form secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocyte will undergo meiotic division to form spermatids. Then these spermatids are there, no? They will change in the structure. You can see there is a formation of acrosome, head and tail. This process is called as spermiogenesis. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? Spermiogenesis. Now you can see beautifully how one minute. One ನಿಮಿಷ. Just tell me, can you observe the video now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is a sperm what you are seeing. Now, you can see how the sperms are got attached to the Sertoli cells. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇವೆ ನೋಡಿ. Sperms will be attached to the Sertoli cells. Right? So the releasing of a sperm from Sertoli cells. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು Sertoli cells ನ. The release of a sperm from a Sertoli cells, we will call it as spermiation. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? Spermiation ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. Okay, so this is regarding the concept of spermatogenesis. I hope it is clear now.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you, is it clear? So don't get confused with spermiogenesis ಮತ್ತೆ spermiation. Spermiogenesis andre the morphological changes which we observe from spermatids to spermatozoa, right? Spermiation andre the release of a sperm from the Sertoli cell is called as spermiation. So first primordial cell which will be diploid in condition, undergo mitotic division and form spermatogonia cell. Spermatogonia cell will increase in size and it is called as primary spermatocyte. Primary spermatocyte will undergo first meiotic division, forms haploid secondary spermatocyte. Secondary spermatocytes will undergo meiosis 2, form spermatids. Spermatids ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು morphologically change ಆಗಿ spermatozoa ಆಗತ್ತೆ. This process is called as spermiogenesis. So this is about spermatogenesis. Okay, fine. Let me ask the question now. What will be the ploidy of primordial cells?
Diploid, ma'am.
The ploidy of primordial cells will be diploid. So these primordial cells will undergo mitotic division, right? And they form which type of cells? Primordial cells. So mitotic division ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಹೌದಾ? So mitotic division ಆದ ನಂತರ which cells will be formed by primordial cells? Yes, very good, Yamuna Gowda. It is spermatogonium ಅಥವಾ spermatogonia. So this spermatogonia, which will be diploid in nature, it will increase in its size. That cell will increase in its size. So then that cell is called as?
Primary spermatogonium.
Okay, good. So spermatogonium iddದ್ದು when it increased in size alva, it is called as primary spermatocytes. So primary spermatocyte will undergo first meiotic division to produce
Secondary meiotic.
Yes.
Secondary.
Pavitra, Anita. Okay, good. Secondary spermatocytes. Can anyone tell me the ploidy of secondary spermatocytes?
Haploid.
Very good. Haploid in nature. Then what will be the ploidy of primary spermatocytes?
Diploid, ma'am.
Diploid in nature. These secondary spermatocytes will be converted into which kind of cells?
Spermatids.
Spermatids. Secondary spermatocytes will undergo meiosis 2 and form spermatids. Spermatids will undergo morphological changes and form sperms. What this process is called as?
Spermatozoa.
ಅಲ್ಲ, spermatids ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೋವಾ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ?
Spermatogenesis.
Spermatogenesis.
Spermatogenesis is formation of sperm.
Spermiogenesis, ma'am.
Spermiogenesis, the spermatid becoming the sperm like this. This is called spermiogenesis anta helteve. Spermio, not spermato. Spermatogenesis andre whole process is called as spermatogenesis. So spermiogenesis anta kariteve. Now when the sperms will be attached to the Sertoli cell, the release of sperm from the Sertoli cells is called as?
Permeation.
Permeation. Very good. All of you answered it. It is called spermiation. Guys, I hope you all noted down the flow chart. Elru barkondra? It is
Yes,
important. So, fine. Then
No,
let me.
ma'am. 1 second.
Okay, do it fast. I will give you 2 minutes of time.
Okay, ma'am.
All of you mute yourself. Just note it down and write down every part like primordial cell, mitosis, multiplication phase, growth phase, spermiogenesis. Then after this, we will be studying how the spermatogenesis will be controlled by the hormones. Andre, who will send the signal? How ಯಾವ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಹೀಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೂ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಲ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್, oogenesis will be controlled by the hormones. So what will be the role of hormones? 3 marks ಗೆ important question adu. What will be the role of hormones anta? That I will be explaining with the help of what you say a flow chart in a detailed way. So do concentrate on it. Complete it fast so that we can proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Let us proceed. So the spermatogenesis is a hormonal controlled, what we can say, process. You can see the hypothalamus, pituitary, the region of hypothalamus, and gonadotrophin hormone, LH and the luteinizing hormone, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. So how this process occurs anta nodona. So from the hypothalamus, from the region or the part of a brain which is called hypothalamus, gonadotrophin releasing hormone will be released. Hypothalamus ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, GnRH ಅನ್ನೋ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So these GnRH hormone, what this hormone will do? This hormone will activate, will initiate, ಅದು ಹೋಗಿ anterior pituitary ಅನ್ನ ಕರಿಯತ್ತೆ. Oh my friend, get up, you have to work now. So anterior pituitary will be initiated, will be provoked by this gonadotrophin hormone. So ಈ anterior pituitary ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, it got active and it produces 2 main hormones. The first one is luteinizing hormone, the second one is follicle stimulating hormone. 2 ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು? ಆಂಟೀರಿಯರ್ ಪಿಟ್ಯೂಟರಿ. ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯೂಟಿನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ಈ ಲ್ಯೂಟಿನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it will go to interstitial cells or we can say Leydig cells. So this luteinizing hormone will go to Leydig cells and it provokes, ad ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, you have to do some work now. Okay, so Leydig cells ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅದು, it will knock the Leydig cell and tell it to produce the testosterone ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ it will initiate the Leydig cells, it will provoke the Leydig cell. Then ಈ follicle stimulating hormone ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, so it will knock the door of sustentacular or we can say Sertoli cells. Follicle stimulating hormone knock the door of Sertoli cells to produce 2 hormones. 2 ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಆಂಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ. ಆಂಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it enhance the spermatogenic cell ability to bind testosterone and stimulating spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis start ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಆಂಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನಿಶಿಯೇಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊವೋಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನಿಕ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಟು ಬೈಂಡ್ ಟು ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟೋಸ್ಟಿರಾನ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಜೊತೆ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನು ಸರ್ಟೋಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಈ ಸರ್ಟೋಲಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆಂಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಈ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು? ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಈಗ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, now it has to be stopped, right? So that is done by inhibin. So ಈ inhibin ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, released in amounts of proportional to sperm count. High sperm count ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೈ ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೋ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೋ ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದರ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ that much amount of inhibin will be produced. If the sperms are high, so high inhibin will be produced. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ to stop the spermatogenesis. ಇನ್ಹಿಬಿನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ it has to stop the spermatogenesis. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಸಾಕೀಗ ಕೆಲಸ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ the inhibin level will be high so that it opposes the stopping the spermatogenesis. ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the inhibin level or the amount will be less. Okay, so this is about how the spermatogenesis will be controlled by the hormones. All of you got it? All of you got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Others, only Anita said yes. What about others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Navaneet, Yamuna Gowda. Okay, now this is also very important concept. Next, we will be studying the structure of a sperm. So the structure of a sperm, when you study, na, it will be having head, neck, middle piece and tail. So this is head and this is a neck region. This is a middle piece and this is a tail. So neck matte ee region ge middle piece anta karitare. This region is called head and this region is called tail. The sperm head contain a elongated haploid nucleus. Egg anna head anna ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ head ಅಲ್ಲಿ nucleus ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Above the nucleus a cap like structure is observed which is called acrosome. Acrosome ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Acrosome ಕೆಲಸ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ. The acrosome contains enzyme which help in fertilization of ovum. Very important CET question. Acrosome ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ? It contains enzyme which helps in fertilization. The middle piece contains mitochondria. Middle piece ಅಲ್ಲಿ mitochondria ಇರುತ್ತೆ which provide energy for the movement of tail because male sperm has to penetrate through the female reproductive tract and then it has to penetrate or fuse with the egg. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? So mitochondria will be providing that energy for that swimming or the movement. Next, human male ejaculates 200-300 million sperms during coitus. So ಒಂದ್ಸಲ sexual intercourse ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ normal male will be ejaculating, will be releasing 200-300 million sperms ಅನ್ನ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. 60% must have normal shape and size. 40% of them must show vigorous motility. So 60% ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ, 40% ತುಂಬಾ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಆಗಿ they will be moving ಅಂತೆ. Sperm released from seminiferous tubules enter into accessory ducts. Accessory ducts ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಟೇಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್, ವ್ಯಾಸಾ ಎಫ್ರೆನ್ಶಿಯಾ, ಎಪಿಡಿಡೈಮಿಸ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ accessory ducts ಗಳು. So they will reach the accessory ducts. On their way fluids from seminal vesicle. So seminal plasma ಜೊತೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೇನು fluids ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ from prostate gland as well as seminal vesicle. So it is called as semen will be formed. Seminal plasma ಜೊತೆ sperm ಗಳು collective ಆಗಿ semen ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Semen is formed. This function of male accessory ducts and glands are maintained by testicular hormone androgen. So accessory ducts ಮತ್ತೆ glands ಅನ್ನ maintain ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಅದನ್ನ ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ androgen or we can also say testosterone ಅಂತ. So this is about the structure of a sperm. Diagram is very important and the function of acrosome CET ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ important ಆಗತ್ತೆ. Next we have oogenesis. Before going to oogenesis, let us proceed the structure. Let us learn the structure of the ova or a egg. So ova or a egg ಅಲ್ಲಿ outer layer ಗೆ zona pellucida ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಒಳಗಡೆ vitelline membrane ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Then we will be having germinal vesicle. ಇದರ ಹೊರಗಿಂದು germinal vesicle ಅಂತ. Next we will be having the nucleus. A fluid is called as ooplasm and outer layer it is termed as corona radiata. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ corona radiata ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. So oogenesis ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The formation of ova. Spermatogenesis ಅಂದ್ರೆ the formation of sperm. This is a formation of ova. ಯಾರಿಂದ? From oogonia. Spermatogonia ಅಂದ್ರೆ sperm mother cell. Oogonia ಅಂದ್ರೆ ova mother cell. ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಮದರ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬೇಡಿ, ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್. oogonia ಅಂದ್ರೆ ova mother cell which will produce ova or a egg, right? So from oogonia in the female is called as what? oogenesis. One more interesting thing ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಏಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 14 or 15 or 16 ಏಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಅಟೈನ್ ದ ಪ್ಯೂಬರ್ಟಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ oogenesis it will start in the female when she is in the womb of her mother. For example, ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ oogenesis ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ತಾಯಿಯ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗಲೇ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ oogenesis ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So for all the girls sitting over there, or for all your mothers, sisters, anyone sitting over there, so all their oogenesis began when they were in their mother's womb. ಸೊ ಫೀಟಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಗು ತನ್ನ ತಾಯಿಯ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ oogenesis ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ? oogonia ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓವಾ ಮದರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲು. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಮೈಟೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್, ಅದು ಮೈಟೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್. ಈ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ 1 ಡಿವಿಷನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಅಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ಸೆಲ್ which has a very small amount of cytoplasm and smaller in size. ಈ ಮಿಯೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ oogenesis ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದು ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte, ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಬಾಡಿ. ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಹೆಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಚರ್, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ? ಫೀಟಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಮಗು, ಹೆಣ್ಮಗು ತನ್ನ ತಾಯಿಯ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಾಗಲೇ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ವರ್ಗು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ನಂತರ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಗರ್ಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಟೈನ್ ಮೆಚುರಿಟಿ ಆರ್ ಅ ಪ್ಯೂಬರ್ಟಿ, ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ 2 ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ oocyte ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋ ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ 2. ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್ 2 ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ 2 cells. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 2 cells, ಒನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಓವಮ್, ಒಂದು ಓವಾ ಅವರ ಎಗ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೋಲಾರ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ದ oogenesis ವಿಲ್ ಆಕರ್ ಇನ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Pavitra, yes, Pavitra, Shri Suresh, Navneet, Yamuna Gowda.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now let us, I think, let us watch a video. oogenesis ದ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಿದು. Let me show.
Oogenesis, production of egg.
oogenesis. Production of egg in the female reproductive organ is called as oogenesis. You can see the ovary there. ಓವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರಾಫಿಯನ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿವೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಆಲ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿಮಾರ್ಡಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಿಮೆಚ್ಯೂರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಾಗಿವೆ. ಗ್ರಾಫಿಯನ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಾಗಿವೆ, ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ಸ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte ಇದು. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte. So this primary oocyte will undergo first meiotic division. So this is a primordial cell, oogonia, which will undergo mitosis and produce primary oocyte. Let us wait. The oogonium idu. Hauda? So the oogonium will undergo mitosis and produce primary primary oocyte growth ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ increase in size. ಅದೇನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ oocyte ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. The first mitotic division, mitotic. Okay. Then this primary oocyte will undergo meiosis 1. Meiosis 1 it will undergo meiosis 1 and produce two cells. One is haploid polar body, another one is secondary oocyte. This one is secondary oocyte, this is a secondary polar body, first polar body. And again secondary oocyte will undergo meiosis and form one is ova, huttidandre ova, and secondary polar body. So by this we got two polar bodies along with one egg. So this is the egg. Two polar bodies. I don't know how this comes. Let us watch it. Yeah, all these polar bodies will degenerate and we will get the haploid egg or a ova. So this is how oogenesis happen inside the Graafian follicle. Understood all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear for all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Next. Then this oogenesis is also controlled by the hormones. So here what happens, hypothalamus, the part of the brain, will release gonadotrophin hormone, GnRH. Again, this GnRH will stimulate anterior lobe of pituitary. So anterior lobe of pituitary ಮತ್ತೆ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು FSH ಒಂದು LH. ಸೊ FSH ಅಲ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟೋಜೆನೆಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, FSH will what happen will activate Leydig cells ಅನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಗ್ರಾಫಿಯನ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ it will stimulate. Graafian follicle will undergo growth and development and it becomes mature. Then LH, luteinizing hormone will stimulate the ovary. Ovary ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಓವರಿಯನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಮೆಚ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ ಅದಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ ಯಾರು, ಲ್ಯೂಟಿನೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್. ಸೊ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಾಲಿಕಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ರೋಜನ್. ಓವ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಸ್ಟಿರಾನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡು ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ಗಳು these are involved in the maintaining the menstruation as well as pregnancy in the uterus. So like this the hormones will be this is the role of a hormone in oogenesis. Artha aita or am I too fast? Hello?
No, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Okay. Okay. Next we have regarding the menstrual cycle, which we will be studying in the next session. I hope the concept of gametogenesis, spermatogenesis, oogenesis, as well as hormonal role in both the processes is understood by everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then let me end up the session here. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.